Wait,
So
Kyle,
the neighbors
what's
behind this
attention?
house are having a loud outdoor argument, and it's going like, "You don't say that to me. You're going to jail. You're going to jail right now." He's like, "I don't care. Let's go to jail." Oh, they're fighting? They're having a fight in the backyard, like a fist fight. It's too dark, I think, for you guys to
Are
see.
they two
but
guys?
It's a whole group of people. They're having a real white trash throwdown. It's pretty extreme. I wish I could go out there and film it or like mic it up or something, but they're like, we've got a fenced backyard.
Can you open that window behind you?
I can hear them from here.
Would it help if you open that window behind you?
I'm going to take you with me. We're going outside.
I'm very excited about this.
This is getting cool.
I like the determination. He would just like, you know what? I'm taking you with me. We're going outside. Like, this is gonna happen.
Hang on, we're going.
It sounds like a guy wants to beat up a girl.
Nah. We're loose.
Mostly. If there's more to see, I'll like change the layout.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
So they're over there, near where that light is. I'm going to try to give you a view.
Oh, wait. If I can...
So they're over there. I don't know if... We're going low. We're sneaking. We're sneaking in. There's a lot of curses and threats being thrown around. Do you really want to do this? Do you really want to do this? We can do this right now.
It's hard to see much because it's so dark, but Kyle is full screen. There, you can see Kyle better right now. Yeah, so this is good. I've modified the layout, Kyle, so you own the whole screen.
Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Where the fuck you going? This is my house.
All right, I think we should probably go in.
No, this is great.
Really? You think this is good radio?
I am on the edge of my seat.
We're on location here on Grape Street in Denver, Colorado, where a disturbance of white trash proportions has broken out next door.
What do you hear?
Someone just sped away. I think he might have been part of the posse over there. But yeah, over
Those people are
over
upset.
there is where it's happened. What do you say? I don't.
Earlier they were yelling, "I'll kill you, I'll kill you,"
Yeah.
at someone.
That would be a good viral video, Woody. You know, links use easy.
Now going live to Kyle Myers in Ferguson. You know? Kyle, tell us the kind of thing you're seeing there.
Well, next door, the neighbors have broken into a bit of a row. It seems that DeAndre...
No, don't do it like David Attenborough. That's strangely racist. The neighbors seem to have trouble getting along.
Seems to be.
This is common in nature. You know, as competition is impossible to break free from.
And the male has secured mating rights for the season.
And the
white.
standard
Can't be
mating
racist.
law of intimidation.
Are they saying anything else?
They're still cursing and stuff, but it seems to have toned down to some degree.
Is it as loud as it was when I was out there a second ago?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, well then it's just not getting picked up because it is loud.
I feel like
it's loud enough that
then
if
I'm
you
going to become part of the scene too, because of the we're much closer than it appears on camera. Like I could hit those people with a rock.
yeah, we're
If they
20
listen
yards
carefully, they'd hear me right now. It's only because they're so angry that they weren't hearing like our whole conversation about what assholes they are. Oh no!
Oh, well, see, look, a little bit of live fun. Check the Denver news tomorrow. Maybe we broke the story.
It was
There
fun.
you go.
Get a bit of a tangle here.
Yep. It's always very uncomfortable seeing things like that go down in public. For one, because I know for a fact there is not any reality in which I am standing on someone else's lawn screaming, "I will kill you! I will kill you!" Like, because I know that you catch more flies with honey.
I
You're not
did
gonna
that last survival trip. There's a reality where that could happen to me.
Perhaps. I guess until you're in that situation, we don't know what's going on over there. But they were furious enough that it had to be something serious. We'll see. We'll have our our lowly correspondent Chiz keep watch out there and update us with any more. Can you relay that to him, Kyle? He cannot hear us.
Yeah, I wonder if he knows he can't hear us.
He just gave a look of kind of I
He
don't
just
know.
doesn't care.
You can hear me now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Could you hear us the whole
I
time?
didn't. No, because like a step away from being sat down, I dropped everything, and everything came unplugged except for like the computer.
Can you,
Chiz is recording what's going on now with his phone. So if we get any like actual action, we'll do something with it.
Awesome. It's
Are they still fighting out there, Kyle?
Someone
Call
just
the cops.
died?
Call the cops and report it. Call the cops and report it, and we'll get a show for this. We'll get a show for this. You guys want to call the cops on the air and report this disturbance? I'll do the
yeah.
talking.
Yes.
What's going on?
Because
I can't hear
find
from where I
me
am.
find me the sheriff's department for this region.
You can
there's
just 911.
two
I
girls
came,
just-
I came for the fucking best episode in PK history, okay? We're calling the cops. This is exciting.
Do you have to give the cops your name? I don't give them my phone number.
Dude, why
Let's
are
do
you
it from
worried?
Skype.
They'll have your phone
Because
number
then
when
they
you
might
call.
come over here and start talking to me, and I don't want to be talked to. I'm not going to be a witness of any kind.
They
What if
will.
I end up
you
having to
call and report a crime? They're going to come ask you about it. I would think.
Yeah, they'll come
right?
talk to
Well,
me.
you can do anonymously, right?
Yeah, unless I use my fucking cell phone.
Well, you can call anonymously from your phone too.
I don't
we just
trust
They
block
can
it.
probably track it. They
I
can
would
probably
suggest
track
finding
it
the
too.
sheriff's department and then just call it from Skype, and then that way the audience gets to hear. Although we can't record the
that's an
sheriff's.
amazing idea.
I don't know if we can record a sheriff's department though.
I'll
I don't
check.
think
Radio.
we should.
Yeah, we
You
record
can.
it. Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Fucking,
sure.
all right, give me the sheriff's department's number. Give me. Tell them that
Okay,
we're
I'm
on-
gonna go for a piss.
I'm going to have to get up in a second and go back out there because I can't hear any tomfoolery
What's their
or
address?
hollering
Their
or
exact
anything
address.
from back there. It will be baffling if these people have not been reported for a disturbance already, because even if like you guys can't tell how loud it actually is, like if we were 5 houses down the street, we'd be able to hear.
that intersection.
Like, oh, maybe about 5. Yeah, sure, 5. Hyperbole. Fuck it. We'd be able to hear from a ways away. So
There's a road right back here. That would tell us. There's a road right behind the house. Give me the intersection of that.
I have
and
it.
can-
I have the number.
all right. What's
The-
the name of the road that runs into Grape? That's 29th in the backyard. That's running into Grape. Okay, so it's between 29th and Glencoe. Okay.
you guys are actually going to call the police?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get them out here, and hopefully we'll be able to film that.
Oh my God.
All right, Kyle, you'll do the talking.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it's between
gonna-
East 29th Avenue and Glencoe on Grape.
Are you allowed to do this?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a disturbance. I can hear them in the house, through the house, and through an open door. They're way down
Right
there.
now you're hearing them.
Yeah, like through my headset, I can hear like they're that loud. They're yelling about being on a period or something.
I'm trying to call it. Somehow I don't know how to do this. Call
Between Glencoe
phones.
and 29th Avenue.
Here, so I'm going to turn off people's video because I don't know what's going to show. And so I'm going to enter the phone number. Kyle, you ready?
Yes.
I've added them to the group call.
It's not ringing.
No, I don't hear it either. Give it a moment. Does that look like a valid number? Did I make a mistake?
It should work.
You have reached the Metro Crime Stoppers tip line. Please stay on the line and the next available operator will be with you shortly.
Between Glencoe and 29th Street on Grape.
That's as close as you can get,
Okay, cool.
unless you want to say it's a service road.
They are screaming so loud.
You have reached the Metro Crime Stoppers tip line. Please stay on the line and the next available operator.
You think it's
will
hard
be
to get
with
through at Walmart when you just want Call of Duty? Try to report a crime in Denver. They're stabbing. All right, now imagine right now that they're trying to kick my door in, and I don't have a gun, and I'm just, I'm sure they'll answer any minute. This is why you need a gun in America.
Crime Stoppers.
Hi, I wanted to report a disturbance. I'm on Grape Street here in Denver, between 29th Avenue and Glencoe, and there are people in
those cross streets to make sure I have them correct.
Yeah, I'm on Grape Street, and between the intersections of Glencoe and 29th Avenue, there are people in the street, 3 to 4, and they're really screaming and creating a big disturbance, and it's been going on for maybe an hour. They're fighting, they're threatening each other.
Okay, sir. Look, I'll go ahead and take the information from you, and we'll forward it to the Denver Police Department, but this is not the phone number you call for incidents that are ongoing at the moment. This is primarily used for incidents that have happened and that are under investigation. So you just have to call either 911 for emergencies or the non-emergency phone number for the Denver.
Okay, but you'll forward it for me? I'm new here. I'm not from Denver. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we can forward the information over to them. I'll call them after we're done here. What's the phone number you're calling from?
I'm calling from Skype. I don't have a phone here, so...
Okay, and I know you said there's a disturbance going on, but tell me exactly what happened.
Just out, we can hear people screaming in the street. There's 3 to 4 people out there sort of pushing, shoving, threatening each other in the street. There looks like 2 females and a male that I see, but can't really tell what's going on. Just lots of screams. I can hear them from where I'm sitting in my house.
Okay.
So I just wanted to let you guys know because we're trying to get to sleep. Thank you.
Sir, can you actually see them from where you're at?
Yes, I can.
How many are involved?
It looks like 3 to me, but there's been a 4th individual that kind of cycles in and out, I think. It's dark. It's kind of hard to say for sure. But definitely 3. They're in the street, like by a car that's parked on the street.
Is it physical at all?
They've sort of shoved each other back and forth, but mostly threats so far. You know, threats of like, I'll call the police, and the other person saying, I'll beat you up this bad or that bad. Lots of physical threats, and then...
Any weapons involved?
Not that I've seen.
And you said you didn't see any weapons?
No, nothing like that. Just lots of threats and a little shoving and people in each other's faces, and it's mostly just they're being very, very loud.
All right. Any mention of drugs or alcohol?
Any mention of drugs or alcohol that you heard? No.
Okay. What color car are they next to?
What color car is that? It's like an Audi. It's like a dark-colored Audi, like a mid-sized Audi that's in the street. They're right there by it.
Okay. Can you see them well enough to get descriptions?
No, sir, I can't. I've honestly, actually, I'm trying to get back to bed. I should let you go. I just really wanted to get to sleep.
Okay. And do you want the number to the Denver Police Department?
No, sir, not if you're going to forward this information on for me.
Okay, in the future, though, if something like this is going on, you have to contact him. Do you just want to write down the phone number?
I don't want to. No, I'm just visiting Denver. Won't be here tomorrow, so it won't come of consequence. I just want to get some sleep for my flight.
Sure. And your name?
Jim.
What's your last name, Jim?
Do I have to give you a real name? I really just want to do this anonymously, to be honest. Like, I just wanted to get some sleep. I don't want to be a party to anything.
That's okay.
Okay.
We've got the information, and we'll get it forwarded. And again, Crime Stoppers is for things that are under investigation.
I understand. It won't happen again. I won't bother you with this sort of thing again. But thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Good night.
Good night.
Okie dokie. Well, that's done. They're on the way.
Kyle's a real half-assed good Samaritan, isn't he? Like, you know, what do they look like? I can't be bothered to step outside. How many are there? Yeah, you know, it's dark. It's
Yeah, it's a police their job, right? To go and check it out. You don't have to give them fucking your life story.
3 human adults wearing clothes, seems to be, standing under the night sky near a vehicle of sorts. Looks to be a
Just
car.
decided to turn the lights off, so we'll do that.
You gave them the address, right? That's all they need.
Yeah, the basic location.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to come of that.
They're probably just going to ignore it, right?
Actually, I don't know. It seems like they would have to, because that
coming.
dude would have. Yeah.
Yeah, you call, they come. That's how it works. They're coming.
yeah,
In like
yeah.
an hour.
It may not.
I would bet it happens on this show. I bet
I'm staying
there
until it
in-
happens, okay?
they're
We'll
going to
see.
be there inside of 15, 20 minutes.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll get to test the response time of the Denver PD. So
Okay.
get that clock
And
going.
I don't know if this is a totally fair response time because we basically gave it to a dude to give it to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
You
so
should have
that's how
said
we
they
know.
had guns and loads of drugs. They would have been there faster.
That's a false police report. A crime is another way to put it in here in America. That's why I didn't even want to. He was like, "We got to get your name," because then you end up being
Yeah.
Then what happens is like something bad happens over there, and then I'm a witness in this like shooting that happened across the street, or stabbing, or police involved drug arrest, or whatever. I don't want to. I'm Jim. All right, I'm flying out tomorrow. I don't want to be a party to this. Just please quiet them down, or better yet, come with some flashing lights so that I can show up on my podcast.
I like how no mention of the fact that we're doing this on a podcast.
No. No.
This
not
is
at all.
taking prank calls to a whole new level.
I was thinking
Prank
that.
Actually, if this
We're
were a
swatting
prank,
people
that's
on
just,
stream, but
We
we're
did
the
not
idiots.
swat anyone. We gave 100% accurate information about a real disturbance. In
That's
Dallas.
true. I shouldn't have
Keemstar
said
lives
that.
there. Keemstar lives there, right?
Oh God!
It really is like that's one of the loudest public arguments I've heard.
It's
Like usually a
it's
loud
very
public
quiet
argument,
here in
like
this
you're
neighborhood.
outside of
It's
a
nice
bar
neighborhood.
or you're outside of a restaurant or outside somewhere where there's a lot of more people. Like it's rare, I feel like, that where you see just people in a yard screaming at each other. Like if I hated someone enough that we were screaming and furious, I'd at least be like, all right, we'll come inside. You know, we'll yell at each other in the dining room because we're not complete pieces of shit who scream in the front yard. And it's like, hey, everyone within 5 houses of me, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care if you don't want to hear our little bickering. I'm just going to keep yelling. So, I don't know. That's irritating. Have your fighting alone in your home like an adult. And then you can, you know, you get away with your shoving and your pushing. Those two ladies who are not keen on one another.
Yeah, this is like
Oh, are
3
they?
hours of them arguing in the streets.
Yeah, they're really slow. It's been 50 minutes since we
Yeah,
called.
it's not happening. It's not happening. They don't care. I should have said that. Yes, there was. I think. Well, I saw something. They asked about the weapon. They asked about the weapon. Well, it was hard to see. They were moving their hands around really fast, and they are, you know. And there's a lot of shoving. There could have been a weapon. There was something shiny for sure. I saw a glint.
I've never had an argument that wasn't resolved this slowly. Like,
At
3
this point,
hours.
it's not
Said
an
that
argument.
backwards.
At this point, like one of the figures has left, and now it's just like loud. They must be drunk, because if they were stoned, they would just be chilled out somewhere. Maybe this is like an alcohol fueled, just like blowing his steam off in public as loud as he can. I don't know. He's an idiot who wants to scream in the streets and make a fool of themselves. This guy.
Yeah, at this point, it's not 2 people, it's 1.
I haven't been in the door in quite a while.
Oh,
Last time I
okay.
looked, it was 2 for sure. And they're like, you know, I see them moving around, and then there's like lots of hands thrown up in the air and lots of just yelling about just random things, and just like the guy was talking about how much he loved his granny and how he'd do anything for her a few minutes ago, but screaming it in an aggressive way. I love my granny. She need anything. That's hers. That's hers. I make it happen. I make it happen. You know, it's just like, whoa. All right, we get it. You like your grandma. Let's tone it down to like a level.
Yeah, that's not
at
usually
least to a
something you're so
3.
mad about. You know?
Jesus, like, is she here? Did I fuck with her? Like, where's Granny at now? I don't want to mess with her. You seem very Granny oriented over there. So I don't know what's going to happen over there. I wish they'd shut.
Yeah,
the
they're
fuck
they're
up.
still yelling at each other
Yeah,
in the
I-
middle of the street now.
Yeah. There you go.
The police are not coming.
You think they're not coming?
I think it's been
I think we should take it upon ourselves to fix this little situation. A little street justice.
I will watch Street Justice from the other side of the fence.
Seals. And when we saw a disturbance, we took it upon ourselves to shut it down.
What if you just yelled "shut up" from a distance and threw a bottle? Just saying, like that might work. I'm sure that the bottle comes hurling over. They'll be like, you know
then
what?
I would
That
end
guy
up-
has a good point.
We would all end up with a pool cue doing battle in the street. That's what would happen.
So you want us to start it off by lobbing a rock over there, basically?
You know,
Immediately
just
escalation into the realm of
Exactly.
weapons are okay.
Shut
I'm
up!
just
There's
saying-
more bottles where that came from.
I'm just saying, you know, we'd launch a bottle across their bow. You know, give them a little warning,
Fire one
right?
across their bow.
Fire one across their bow.
Guys, real quick. Before you do that, call the police at least 30 minutes and tell them you're heavily injured.
Heavily.
And then
We're under
and then-
attack.
where you tell them you're under attack, and 30 minutes later, then you go and do it. And about 5 minutes in, the police should arrive.
Yes.
So
I
just
will
making
let
sure.
Kyle storm that
you know.
beach.
If you call the cops right now and told them that there were people like cursing in the street, do you think they would have been there by now, Queb?
Right here,
Yeah.
in Spain,
they would have been here within
Spain.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I think they would have been.
for sure.
I think you should have called 911.
Would have rode in and fucking laid
Oh, the
hammer.
cops drive around in like the neighborhoods.
He's in Spain.
Yes,
Well, don't look
and
at
they drive around on horses with lassos and shit.
That's not true.
They,
I
they
think if
do,
I called
they
the
do in
police,
the
they'd be
Netherlands.
here quickly.
They'd be here quick, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think that whoever that guy was passed on our message.
We probably called Domino's or some shit.
Yeah,
And the guy just played
because
along.
if he did pass it along, like they would have to be here by now, right?
Domino's. Yeah, they're not coming. They don't care. They don't care about our noise disturbance. They're just.
See, Kyle made it as a noise disturbance. If I was like, hey, I think
It'd been a
someone's going to
safety
get hurt.
potential domestic issue.
Yeah, there might be a
Yeah.
domestic violence thing.
I was very afraid of giving a false police report because that's a crime, and I didn't want to do that because we're recording this. So I wanted to be 100% honest. I didn't want to like make anything that I had.
And you were.
Yeah.
You actually undersold it a bit.
That's what I think.
From the intensity that they were screaming with, it wasn't like, man, I'm gonna fuck you up if you don't get out of my face. It was like, I will kill you, like just so mad, like
Yeah.
woof, like there's nowhere to go from there.
I just thought they'd
Much like
come.
the
You know, we're in such a metro area. I thought, there's a
Right.
cop like patrolling 2 blocks away. They'll just dispatch. We got a disturbance on Grape Street, and Bill's gonna fucking swing right over. But they could have escalated to death and mayhem by now, and no one would know. They could have just killed me.
They could,
just
but they won't. They're too busy
Hypothetically,
fighting.
if you pass the bond, right, would they all be chill in like 15 minutes?
I'm telling you, these sound like violent drinkers. These sound like violent drinkers to me.
Right.
They're
Well,
not
we need to convert them.
They sound
they
a little methy.
a little methy.
Maybe a bit methy because they seem to have a lot of energy.
With a lacing of bath salts.
Yeah, a lot of pep. Yeah, a lot of pep in their step over there in the middle of the fucking street in the darkness. It's 9 p.m. at night here. It's dark. It's cold outside. Would you close that fucking door, by the way? It's so cold. Why?
Yeah, why
Just
not?
leave it cracked.
Why not fight inside if you're going to have a big argument? Like it's too chilly out.
Taylor has gotten
Oh my God! I
Oh,
need
the
to
peak.
talk about
into
the
how
way-
Chiz and I live. He has seen it with his own eyes. I talked about it many times about how poorly I eat, and I don't think it really sank in with Taylor the amount of meals that there were or how they were. So go ahead.
just
tell
the
us.
amount of like, and this isn't. I'll preface it. None of this is a bad thing at all. It's just I've never ever been with people who order meals like this and do it like this with Grubhub. I hadn't used Grubhub before I came on this trip, so that could also add to it. I don't know how people do it, but the first night we're all sitting there, and Kyle orders something off Grubhub. Chiz orders something off Grubhub, and I was like, oh, this is neat. I pull up my phone and I order something off Grubhub. I'm going to get some Buffalo Wild Wings. A little bit later, the people start showing up and you get it, and I'm like, this is an awesome service. Like, this is great. They just show up with your food. This is restaurant quality food right in front of me. I eat it all. I'm full. I want to go back to playing Magic the Gathering. I look over, and Kyle's food and Chiz's food, it's been dabbled with a bit. It's been poked about. It's been, no, thank you. And there's like one fry and one bite missing from both meals. Maybe a couple bites, and they're both on their computer again. And I'm like, "What are you guys doing? Let's play Magic. We just ate. We were waiting to eat so we could play Magic." And you're like, "Oh no, I'm ordering dinner." And I was like, "We just ate. Did you not see? You have your plates sitting right next to you. All the food is here. We've eaten already." And you said, "No, this is second dinner." And I was like, okay, this is a little goofy. They're just being silly. It's vacation, second dinner, whatever. That food arrives. And before that food
It's a Lord of the Rings
arrived,
things you wouldn't understand.
before second dinner on the first night had arrived, both of them had decided that they needed an ice cream treat, I believe, and a coffee. And so there were 3 people driving around Denver, grabbing things for Chiz and Kyle, bringing them there. And then when Kyle gets food from Grubhub, I've been using the comparison of like he eats like Robert Baratheon, where he just sits back in his chair, food splayed out before him. Hand me a turkey leg. I grow weary of this turkey leg. Hurls it to the side, and then, pot pie, and pecans. And you get it, and I won't even try that. Take it away. Sushi. Spice is disgusting. Order it again. It was that level of thing. I was sitting there, and then I feel almost guilted into it because Albert Chiz would be like, "Hey, we're ordering third dinner." That's a term I've learned. We're ordering third dinner. Do you want to order anything? And I'm like, God, no. Like I'm not hungry at all. Like one of the nights.
But you will be. But you will be.
I will be because, and then you guys, you handle it in the most hilarious little back and forth. Like when both of you know that you shouldn't order Grubhub anymore, one of you will say something like,
enabling.
"Man, ice cream sandwich sounds great right now." And then whoever heard it would go, "Oh yeah, it would. Man, I love it when they has chocolate and chocolate chips on there." And it's like between the I bet they delivered that this time of night. And Kyle will be like, "Well, I'm sure there's a place." And then look it up, and before you know it, you're like, 4 ice cream sandwiches on the way. It's like 4, 2, just in case. You don't know how many you're going to melt.
Services we use. We use Grubhub, we use Postmates, and we use DoorDash. And the combination of those 3 means that at any time, they'll just bring you churros. They'll just bring you, can I have one of these? Oh my God, what is this to dip them in? Oh, chocolate? Oh no, it's some sort of, it's melted honey or something. I don't know what it is.
It's melted.
Sweet and sour sauce or something is what it
No,
looks
it's
like.
just honey.
Sweet and sour.
It's just honey.
That would be
just right to your door. Anything.
It is. It's very convenient, and it's a really cool service. It's just incredible watching an adult man order all of that stuff. What'd you? Oh, a churro. Would you like churro? I'm straight on churros. Thank you.
You want one of those churros? These are the good churros, not like last night.
Those were fresh churros. I thought you were eating the disgust. You guys have ordered. See, perfect point. Churros have been ordered to the house twice in the last 14 hours.
They just got here.
I know, but you ordered churros last night, and you said they
those
were gross.
churros. That was a different churro place. This is brand new churros.
Well, regardless, like the way that they eat on vacation, like you know how, like I admire it in a way. Like if it were an everyday thing, it'd be not good. But these two know exactly how to enjoy meals on vacation. With like you take one bite of something, and if it isn't exactly what you wanted it to be, not like this is pretty good. No, Kyle will put that down and be like, that's not what I wanted, and then order a whole new meal just because that bite wasn't enough. Like
I'm very particular about my meals. Each one has to be a celebration of life. All right. We went to a restaurant and someone had bought out the whole restaurant, and so the only seating was these high-backed like bar chairs where you're like perched. And I was like, that's going to hurt my back. I refuse to eat dinner here. I would like my car back. Like, that was it. That was it. It was a whole planned evening out. But if I don't get to sit in like a booth, preferably like at Morton's where they slide the table out and you sit down in a cushy booth, like the low-lit room, and they bring you hundreds of dollars worth of food, then I don't want to do it. I'm not going to perch over there by a loud-ass bar in that chair, like with my back aching. So we just left.
I was thinking about it more because at the time I was like, we just drove to this fucking place and we're not going to sit down because it's too close to the bar and too loud. But then the more you think about it, this was supposed to be like the Wagyu beef or whatever, like where you spend, what, $40 an ounce or something bananas.
The steak was $130 just for the steak, and that's before you do anything else like sides and drinks and appetizers.
And you are right that if I'm going to spend that amount on a meal at a steakhouse, I don't want to be like perched up like I'm at B-dubs with like wings, you know, with a lot of people around me at the bar, standing, TV on, loud. Like it's just not a good environment for that kind of eating. So I guess it's for the best. And I'm still not convinced Wagyu beef isn't a scam.
Yeah, I'm not either. But yeah, the whole Grubhub, the food delivery game is incredible now. If you live in a metro area where you could take advantage of at least one of those things, Postmates, Grubhub, or DoorDash, when I open all 3 and we scan from left to right all of the wonderful things that we can eat. They will deliver McDonald's right to your door, hot and fresh. Like they're fast. If you order McDonald's, some dude immediately gets notification. Get McDonald's.
What is it called? Grubhub?
Grubhub, DoorDash, and Postmates. They all are slightly different. Grubhub is more of a it's like it brings together all the restaurants that kind of already would deliver like pizza, wings, burgers, and subs. But Postmates, it just contacts this guy who like will go and get you anything you want. I feel like you could type into the special instructions, you know, get me a pack of smokes while you're at it, or like get me a bottle of beer on your way past the 7-Eleven. He totally
get some weed.
Yeah. Hey, in Colorado,
yeah, I saw a video. I saw a video where they did that, where they used one of these apps and they went like, I'll pay you this much money extra if you can give me some weed, and then they went and delivered.
Yeah, I bet the Grubhub
Yeah.
guy knows
Now I know how to get
places
it.
to
Mystery solved. Grubhub.
Or you just ask me, I can hook you up too, you know?
I like the way
really
that
far
eating
away.
Lynch is they handle like the finding of the food by like the way that I search for stuff if I'm ordering is like I want this. Oh, they don't have that available. All right, I'll find something else. Like you guys will sit there with your laptops open like you're in, the crypto crime unit in CSI, like searching for things, and you'll be like, Italian place, Don Favato's, 3 miles away. They do have toasted ravioli. They don't have linguine. And Chiz will be like, all right, I'm triangulating around that location. I have found Fasano's north. We can order from there. The appetizers, entrees from here. That's going to work great. You'll be like, all right, we're both going to hit the button at the same time to make sure the same Grubhub man delivers the food. And then it's something they actually did. I thought you were joking. You guys were all sitting around like ready to order and like, yeah.
Separate orders, same
Click.
service. He gets it all in the same bag if it's prudent to do so. He won't leave your shit getting cold somewhere, but he will, if it's prudent, combine the orders into one bag, only one man. Everybody gets their food at the same time from different places. It's amazing. And you could get you're probably, if someone might be thinking, oh, it's wasteful. Yes, it is wasteful, but here's the real bonus. You can get delivery from places like McDonald's and Subway, which is kind of the bottom tier. Last night, I ordered, my girlfriend was starving, and there weren't many places open, and she didn't want pizza or wings again. I ordered a filet mignon and, like, garlic mashed potatoes and roasted garlic bread. And, like, they show up 20 minutes later with a hot, like, filet mignon wrapped in aluminum foil, and she's over there like, yeah, fucking filet mignon delivered. It's amazing. I almost got raw oysters delivered one time. They had raw oysters for delivery. The place was, like, 6 miles away. I was like, how did raw oysters get in Colorado? Nah, I don't think I want to risk it. I doubt they flew those in last night.
Those are Rocky Mountain
I envy
oysters.
those diets,
Ooh.
man. I looked at the scale. I was unhappy with my number, and this is just like 3 days ago.
Do you want to say your number publicly, or we'll keep that on the down low?
It's 214.
You can keep
I hit 214 is my high. I don't like that number. And
yeah.
Is that a new high?
I think so. I think that might be the highest I've ever weighed. It's down
186.
Are you? Good for you. Yeah, so I want to lose 10 and then maybe more from there. But I've just cleaned up my diet recently. I've switched over to water. I've, eaten better stuff. And I hear you guys and it's like, that'd be nice. But it's, I don't want to point to the age thing, but it's a little, it's easier to pack on pounds. You know?
I think that when I get back, the memories of this trip are going to be a real motivator for me to like get my creatine going and get my cardio going every day, because this has been a punishing trip as far as caloric intake goes. I mean, it has been brutal. At least 3 meals a day, every single day, and they were all big. And I normally eat like 1 or 2 maybe. We've been really killing it.
And your deep frying treats?
I got the deep fryer out, you know. I use this other service called Instacart, and they bring your groceries to you. They bring your goddamn groceries to you, and the first order is free at Instacart. These aren't sponsors. They're just amazing. And I'm like, clickety click. Next thing I know, some peanut oil, some batter, and a bunch of candy is all showing up at the door. And that night, I froze all the candy hard, froze some cheesecake bites hard, battered them, and deep fried them. They're fucking delicious. We're gonna deep fry some Oreos tonight after the show. I get them all frozen, mega stuffed Oreos. And while you guys were sleeping, I cracked them all open, combined the mega stuffs, and made double mega stuff.
Well, that will certainly be something to witness later on.
It's coming.
That sounds delicious.
Or you did a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh yeah, I made
that was way better than I
jelly?
thought it would be.
Yeah, deep fried peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, you don't even have to batter them because of the consistency of white bread. You just take a measuring cup, a metal one, or one of those like biscuit cutters, and cut out the center of the bread, and you make your own Uncrustable. Basically, if you've ever had that product, you take peanut butter and jelly and put a little dollop in the middle, and then you pinch around the corners. They're called pinch pies. That YouTuber I like a lot, he had a recipe for them, and you just throw them right in the oil and fry them at like 170 degrees. They're delicious. I didn't do a very good job of it. I haven't been doing a good job of cooking them because the oil's always either too hot or they're going in there too long. But I mean, it's melted chocolate covered in like a funnel
pancakes.
Cake. So yeah, pancakes. So it's delicious no matter what.
lately I've been like, I point around, I'm like, oh, like cigarettes, Adderall, these things are all great for your metabolism. They make you skinny. I'm like, the rest of this fucking world is cheaters. They're cheaters. They get it so easy.
Like, so Woody, have you ever seen one of those puzzle rooms?
Yeah, we've done them.
Oh, you have.
Yeah. I brought the Woodycraft team building thing. I paid for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have like difficulty levels of puzzle rooms?
They did.
Was there like easy, medium, hard?
There were 2 of them, and I think there were 2 of them, and they weren't meant to be more difficult. They were just like, hey, history tells us that this one gets solved more often or less often.
Well, we decided to go do one of these things, and we picked the hardest one possible that only 20% of applicants solve. And we did not finish, spoiler alert, but we almost did. And very, very close. He came in there at the end, and he was like, you want me to, you want to go ahead and finish up? And we were all like, I look at my girlfriend, and she's like faint. She's literally faint. She's so hungry. And I'm just like, why don't you just show us how it finishes? And he's like, oh, we just do this and that, and now you can finish. And we're, okay, so we're crawling through a hole and like filling out a cipher. And finally we got to the end of it, and it was over. But it was an hour of being in a room going through puzzles and unlocking boxes and turning key locks and like doing Simon Says with buttons that were on the wall. And in one of the cases, we unlocked an Allen wrench, and we took the panel off the wall and ripped it out, and we crawled through the hole that's created into a room that's just black, and you've got a flashlight, and you're reading the wall with the flashlight. Yep. Well, it took us forever to find the goddamn light switch in that room. So we're playing in the dark for a while. I think if we had light...
And keep in mind, this whole time, so it's at this point, it was just me, you, and Chiz in that room trying to find shit on the walls. And meanwhile, your girlfriend is still in the light room. And when I'm like peeking back through to be like, hey, hand me that prop or whatever the fuck thing we think might help. Like, hand me that box, hand me that. Like, I just see her face, and it's just the face of someone who's like, I am so not in the mood to watch you guys, prance around in there going like, oh, this could be a clue. Like, trying to figure stuff out. And meanwhile, having to like hand us stuff, and we're, playing with the locks. Like, maybe it's just these 4 codes that are written on the wall. Nope, turns out that's not it. Would have made it a real boring puzzle, right? It was way more fun than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a little bit silly, and it was for a second. One of the things they made you do, which I think was their like filler thing just to get it to a long enough test, is they played Simon on the wall, where it was like, red, blue, green, yellow, or whatever, and you have to hit it in the same tonal order. And they were playing other shit on the loudspeakers or the radio while this is all happening. So there's like some fake guy on the radio being like, Delta 7 10 Alpha Beta. And then like every 20 seconds he resays that, and meanwhile you're trying to follow like the beep boop beep 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 boop beep. And Chiz was over there fucking around with the lockbox, and I was saying to Kyle, because it starts off easy and it gets harder, because me and Kyle were handling it on our own. And saying like, all right, you get the first 5, I'll get the next 5. And that's how we were doing it. And eventually they got way too long.
Yeah, I got like 12 or 14.
I got the first 5, Kyle, you get the next 5. And I was like, I got the first 5, and I watch it keeps ticking. And then I look to you, and you're like, yeah, that was like 9. I have no idea which ones it is. So we had to figure that out. We eventually got all of that solved when Chiz jumped back in and saved us. And so that was good.
Ours was interesting. Like, so with ours, it wasn't just my group. It was like half Woodycraft staff and half total strangers. And with the total strangers, like, and out of the gate, you don't know what you're dealing with. I don't have a vibe for how good they're going to be at this. And it was fun to see things unfold. Like, all right, that girl, she is going to be an asset on this team. That guy, he will never solve anything. If he gives any ideas or clues, disregard them immediately. Yeah, that guy is functionally an idiot. That is it. And we went through, and the way I remember it, like that, I solved a couple of the cool thing, like the harder ones myself, and there was one that stumped a lot of people. That for what it had to do with a bunch of playing cards, I kind of figured out. And the oversight people were like, "Oh my god! Like we've got ringers on this team; they're going to be able to solve it." But we got stuck on something for a long time, and we didn't beat it. But it was fun. Yeah, I really liked it.
Have you ever done one of those, Global Cop?
Nope. I have, however, been to this haunted house thing it was in New York City, which kind of reminds me of it, but it's not really a puzzle solver. It's more of a show, a theater show, which you just get sent into this dark maze, and all of a sudden you're in a 5-story building with people running around, and it's really creepy. But it's more of a haunted house where you don't really have to solve puzzles, but to beat it. But it's like you can solve the puzzles to understand the story of what's actually going on, because sometimes a naked lady would run across you, like full naked, jump into a bathtub, and you're like, what the fuck am I looking at right now?
The Taylor sounded like it was better than mine. Like I remember a lot of ours being like a chest holding a lockbox, holding a smaller lockbox, holding a key. Then it's like, well, that's kind of low budget, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
you know,
this is just like 30 minutes at Home Depot. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, and there were some cool things. Like there was a closet that you unlocked, and then you had like a black light, and there were clues and stuff that you could only see if you had gotten the black light out of the chest inside the thing, out of the side of it. But they're neat. They're a good time. We were hot. It was super hot that day, and that played a role in it too. You know?
Ours was and the other bullshit thing. So when the guy came back in to relieve us at the end of the hour and tell us like, oh, you didn't quite get it. You know, here's how close you were. We were like I expected him to be like, oh, you still had to finish this and then unlock the code to go into the next room, and that's where you start the light puzzle or whatever the fuck he said. But he was like, oh man, you guys are one step away. You guys are like right here. You're right here. And I was like, oh man, what a shame. Well, see ya. And then the guy was like, no, you guys got to stay and finish it. Like, just finish it up real quick. I see you got the ciphers started. Like, just finish it up. Like, yeah, I'll go in the other room and restart your clock so that you can finish it and get the credit. And I was just like, no, it's fine. Like, we were okay. Like, just show us how it ends, and it's going to be all right. Just show us how this ends. And the guy must have been a salesman, because he would not take a no. I gave him 2 no's, and he said, no, seriously. And he was doing that thing where, like at the moment, we're all in this dark room, and the only opening is a little cat door behind him, and he's just going like this as he's backing up, and we're all standing around the puzzle pieces, and he's going, no, you guys can finish it. Just finish it up. I'm gonna go back through this door, and I'm gonna restart your thing. All right, you're gonna do it, right? And we're like, all right, I guess we'll fucking finish the puzzle, because you're making us feel bad about it. But
I
Kyle
have a rude
knows,
thing
I'm
I say.
talking to him about the guy who wouldn't let us leave the puzzle room, who did not take no for an answer. Hijacked us.
This is my thing that I do. I've used this line like half a dozen times. They don't take no. They don't take no. You can just do this. You can just do this. And I'm like, listen, man, you have just witnessed the making of a decision, and they're just like, oh, well, I guess that's that then. You know, it has just happened. You've witnessed the making of a decision, and there we have it. Let's act on it. And no one ever goes like, no. It's like, oh, decision's been made.
Yeah, if it was still like, if he was rude or curt.
Your mic's off.
Do you know that your mic is muted? Oh.
I could hear him screaming.
What was he saying?
He said, "Ah!" That's all that I heard.
He's still muted, it would seem.
Yeah, he's still muted.
Oh, no, he's not.
Oh, he's back. All right, but you were saying something about the wouldn't take no for an answer guy.
Something about a witness. I don't know. It was a joke, but it's gone now. It's gone.
Okay.
Timing's important.
He was
that's why I went because the joke's ruined.
He was very kind about it, though. Like, he seemed like a guy who wanted to see us finish the puzzle, because he's a man who works at a puzzle factory. And so to him, puzzles are like, you solve it and you go home that night like, God damn. Fucking Bobby had puzzle. Oh my god. Oh, I'm so fucking into puzzles. Oh, I get getting lost in new cities. A city is just a puzzle to be solved, or whatever the fuck this guy would say. But he was so nice about it that I wanted to go back and finish the puzzle, and so we did. And in the end, all that happens is we killed the robot. I don't mind spoiling that, because none of you are going to.
We actually didn't kill it. I think we stopped the meltdown. I think the robot was friendly. She didn't want to melt down. We were trying to help her.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to the narrative. I guess I was looking at
was
things
it a friendly robot or an evil robot? It was an evil robot. It's been confirmed.
There we go. Like, it was, when they were saying before we went in, they're like, do not kick, bite, smash, or destroy any materials you come across. Everything you need to solve it is in the room. Do not tear things off the wall. Do not bring tools from home and unscrew light fixtures. Like, it's saying things that people have clearly
Don't
done.
go
Where they're
into the
like,
ceiling
I know
tile."
how to solve it. It's under the fluorescent lights. Take them out, and you bring your own lights, and then you put them up there, and you can see all the lemon juice scribblings on the bottom. And then I go in, and I was like, who would try to do this? Like, at the very least, if you break a lock, like, you've ruined the fun of the puzzle, because now it's just like okay, well, fuck, like it's out of order.
Picking it, you know.
And then I realized immediately why that's a rule, because I picked up that first lock that had our cards in it, and I picked it up by the lock, and I almost tore that thing in half. It was the cheapest lock on the cheapest I've ever felt. If I had pulled it this hard, we would have skipped that whole step. That whole step of the puzzle. I could have. If I had dropped it a little aggressively, it might have popped.
That would have been a sweet mercy if you had done that for us, because I think I enjoyed the puzzle room less than anyone. I was in once we got past the Simon Says, like I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I was happy to see everyone else enjoying themselves, but
I liked it more after Simon Says.
Oh man, I didn't like Simon Says. It was at that point when I was like, this is just doing some pretty simple stuff that
in the beginning, the robot says the first thing, and it's like, whatever you do, don't hit the doomsday button. And there's like, aside from the fucking colored buttons that you have to remember for the patterns, there's a clear button that says doomsday. And so we just were standing around for like 3 or 4 minutes of our hour, just looking at shit, being like, all right, well, when is this thing going to tell us what to do? Until eventually, I think it was Chiz was like, just someone hit the doomsday button. And so I hit it, and it started the game. And so it was like, oh,
kept
okay,
going.
Shit, this is garbage. We just lost 5 minutes, and then we lost so much time on Simon, which was embarrassing, because those guys sitting watching the camera room are like, look at these 4 adults not be able to figure this out.
4 adults who can't solve Simon Says. Yeah, it was.
Beep, beep, boop. God damn it! I can't figure. You take the first 5. You take the next 5. I guess we're delegating Simon Says work. But,
yeah, I didn't think I was going to have as much fun this trip, but I definitely have. I really enjoyed the magic, and our activities, such as they have been interesting. Taylor keeps trying to make me drink alcohol to justify his own alcoholism, but
When
I
you do
my
that
best
to him with
fight him off.
Grubhub.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm bringing him into my my
Deep
race
fried.
toward diabetes.
I need fourth
deep fried ice cream
fourth
sandwiches.
Meal, to Kyle, fourth meal is not a Taco Bell slogan.
It's a lifestyle.
It is a meal of the day.
Yeah, on a vacation, I really just it's like, all right, everything to the max. Like all the sliders go to the max on vacation. Like everything. So like, I have not. Have I eaten today? I don't think I have. Have I eaten food? Yeah, I haven't eaten food today. There's gonna be
You ate
a
on the
reckoning.
show.
There's gonna be a churro.
Just
That was like a toothpick. That was like when you accidentally swallow a piece of toothpick. That was nothing.
A piece of
All right,
toothpick.
that doesn't count as sustenance. I barely even dipped it in the honey. All right, just one dip.
My
please.
bad.
No. After this show, there is going to be a reckoning. I'm gonna pull up all 3 Grubhub, Postmates, everything, and there's gonna be a real ordering that comes down. I'm getting sushi. I'm getting some sort of sandwich, some sort of like fancy hamburger, some French fries with like some green chili on them. I'm gonna get some cool stuff. Desserts coming. Tiramisu. It's gonna be good. Last night.
Jesus Christ! Like we recognize the Grubhub people now, and there's lots of.
This Asian guy was like, "Wasn't I here earlier?" And I was like, "I don't know." Fucking you all.
Yeah, I've been here twice. This is on my GPS favorites now.
I don't fucking
Most
know.
visited.
Like we order 8 meals a day from you people. Odds are probably so, and maybe you're one of the 3 people who brought Chiz coffee today.
Oh yeah.
All right,
that
this seems like a good
ordering
moment to
coffee.
slip in an ad for CISO.
Oh.
You see, CISO is the place.
There's a reality where that could happen to me.
Perhaps. I guess until you're in that situation, we don't know what's going on over there. But they were furious enough that it had to be something serious. We'll see. We'll have our lowly correspondent Chiz keep watch out there and update us with any more. Can you relay that to him, Kyle? He cannot hear us. He's fucking around with stuff.
Yeah, I wonder if he knows he can't hear us.
He just gave a look of kind of I
He
don't
just
know.
doesn't
Oh,
care.
you can hear me now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
could you hear us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Could you hear us the whole
I
time?
didn't. No, because like a step away from being sat down, I dropped everything, and everything came unplugged except for like the computer.
Can you,
Chiz is recording what's going on now with his phone. So if we get any like actual action, we'll do something with it.
Awesome.
But there are two women screaming at each other right now. It seems to be. It has devolved to a cat fight scenario.
That
Those are never good. Yeah, sometimes they're good. Maybe I'm
just
wrong.
get some footage, but I also hope that people aren't fighting in public 20 yards from me.
No,
'Cause
I
it's-
would have the opposite opinion. I very much want people to fight 20 yards from me. That sounds entertaining.
Yeah,
Might be the best part of that day.
You
If-
see,
If two
with the
people got into a wild fight 20 yards from me, first of all, it would soon be 3 yards because I would go there. Second, I would come home and be like, honey, the coolest thing happened. I saw a fight. I love, yeah, that would be cool.
I saw
guess
some
that's
blood.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the concern of like these people are so irate. It's kind of like you piss off someone and like they just direct their anger at something new. So I feel like if I'm out there watching this fight and I'm like, oh, when someone gets hit really hard, I'm one step away from the guy doing the punch and being like, I'll fucking kill you too. You know, I'm like, oh, hey, settle down, man. I'm behind this wooden fence. And this
I
other
think I might
dude's
have stepped. I think I might have stepped in some of that dog shit that people have been throwing into our yard.
Oh,
Barefooted.
just throwing dog shit behind the house.
Yeah, they throw dog shit in our yard. That's what they
Because
do.
you're not allowed to leave dog shit where the dog puts it on the
Yeah, so-
ground. You have to keep it with you. And so these people are just picking it up and throwing it in other people's yards.
That's
Unless
I
there is
get-
a very clever, stealthy dog.
Chiz, come smell my foot. I'm not sure.
dude,
It might just be dirt.
I didn't do it, but I very much wanted to do that when I lived in Apex. So we had dogs, and on either side of us, because the lots weren't that large, they were outdoorsy. They were both into gardening. They were both into like landscaping and stuff like that. It seemed like every day they'd come home from work and like do shit in their backyards, which is, of course, they're right. You know, it's their backyard. But my dogs are freaking out. I felt like we couldn't let them outside because they would bark over the fence and stuff. Like suddenly, I didn't have a backyard because they were always outside in theirs. I don't know. Like I never had privacy because they were always right next to my backyard. And my daydream, my fantasy of getting even was just throwing the dog shit over in the landscaping they carefully maintained. But I didn't do it.
Sure. They would know
It's a
where
very
it came from
reasonable
with those
level of
turds.
retribution.
If you really wanted to get them, you'd have to go somewhere and find some like normal fucking dog shit. Because they see those dino turds in their yard,
Yeah.
they're gonna come right to your door with them.
They
like-
assumed it was my
like,
turd.
They're gonna be like, did you leave this in my yard?
We know that you
This is
told
a
your
hefty
daughter.
shit.
Yeah, that would be disgusting. We know you're having your children shit in our yard at night. We don't know. There's no way that came from an animal. You know?
That was the thing too. Like if my dogs bark, we're out there like lickety split handling it. Their dogs would bark for like 20 fucking minutes, and I just want to be like, if those are the rules, then we could all follow those rules. Like I'm down with those rules. I'll have my dogs with their paws on the fence, just barking like maniacs at you for 20
in
minutes.
the eye for the same height.
Yeah, yeah. I just like. Why do you think it's okay for your dog to be on like your little back porch, snapping away because they're
Same
tiny
thing as
little
a
shit
car alarm.
dogs?
Like if your car alarm is going off right out front of your house and you don't immediately go like, oh, oops, tick, tick. You're an asshole. You don't go like, well, I'm going to finish preparing the chicken part of the dinner and then get this garnish done. And then I'll go over there and take care of that. Like, yeah, that's shitty.
I don't even, in that neighborhood, I felt like using the car alarm was impolite. Like, just, dude, like, there's never been a robbery in that neighborhood since the neighborhood was founded 20 years ago.
And there's never been a robbery foiled by a car alarm. So
Yeah, right? So
who among
let's-
us hears a car alarm in a parking lot and is like, oh dear, trouble's about.
Like, I don't even know what
robbers.
mine. I realized the other day I was somewhere and a car alarm started going off, and it probably was like 8-10 minutes of it, a ludicrous amount of time to where the point where it almost becomes background noise.
Right.
As you get used to it, and I was just kind of realizing like that could be my car. I have no idea what mine sounds like because I've never paid attention and I've never set it off. But your first thought is always just like this: some asshole is being inconsiderate when it should be someone could be being robbed. You know, could be. But it never is, right? If you're good,
Almost
if you're good enough to steal a car, you're smart enough to turn that off right away, right?
I had it with my my neighbor's house over here. The alarm went off for 2 days straight.
2 days?
Whatever danger it was alarming them of, they are long dead.
That may be
So-
why the alarm is still going off.
Yeah, so we were like,
Yeah.
did they get murdered? So I kept calling the guy that owns this place or the guy that takes care of it. I'm like, yeah, the alarm has been going off the entire day. He's like, oh yeah, but we don't work on Sundays, right?
We drove some When did we do go-karts? Yesterday? We went to this go-kart place called Unser Racing. If anyone wants to look it up and like see what this place is, it's UNSER. This isn't a plug or anything. We went to this place called Unser Racing and did some go-kart racing, and it was so extreme. It was I think it was $60 for 3 races. It was so extreme that my girlfriend got knocked out not unconscious, but she was knocked out of the racing.
She was
experience
knocked
after the
silly.
first.
Yeah.
She got hit and it like jostled her. And so she had a terrible headache. But then I think she said the combination of the fumes, because they're gasoline indoor, and the tight turns was making her dizzy. So she's like ready to throw up, and like she checked the fuck out. They refunded her ticket price, but the rest of us, those were the fastest go-karts I've ever been on. I've never been on go-karts that fast. They were going.
I
They were
didn't think it was
screaming.
going to be that fun going into it because I'd only ridden go-karts that you see like next to the bumper boats pool and adjacent to the mini golf, and I kind of pictured it like that. And these like immediately accelerating, like my modus operandi in go-karts is, what's a brake? Why do I need a brake? This thing's not going to go fast enough that I could get hurt. It's inconceivable.